We've all had that experience of getting somewhere and feeling kind of out of place. Sometimes it's because we don't know anybody, or sometimes it's because we're dressed differently, or we just can't eat the food in front of us. There are so many things that can make us feel like we're not being included. And usually, it just makes you want to leave. Being inclusive at camp means including all your campers in all of your activities. We're talking about including your campers with special needs, whether those needs are diagnosed or not. To be inclusive with your campers, there are 4 main strategies you can use. First one, you want to adopt a positive attitude so your campers feel good and respected, but also to set an example for your group, because as a counselor, you're a role model for your group. Secondly, be inclusive in the way you communicate information. Some campers might have trouble staying focused when you explain things, so make sure everything you say is clear and simple so everybody understands. Thirdly, adapt your activities to each camper's needs. If you're not sure how to do it, ask them directly, because at the end of the day, they're the expert of their own condition and they'll know what they can and can't do. And fourthly, it's not your job as a counselor to make the camp physically accessible with elevators and wheelchair ramps. That's the camp manager's job. Your job as a counselor is that when you choose activities, you just want to make sure all your campers have access to its location. The following 5 tricks will help you be a more inclusive counselor. First trick, during an activity, you don't want to put all the attention on the winners and the top performers. Instead, you want to congratulate each camper on the effort they've put in and all the challenges they've overcome. Second trick, be careful not to put too much attention on a camper's special needs in front of the rest of the group. Some campers might feel comfortable talking about their situation and some might not. So it's worth having a conversation with that camper to make sure how they feel about it. Trick number 3, to make sure your instructions are always clear, divide them into several steps, demonstrate tasks, or ask your campers to repeat after you to make sure everybody's understood. Trick number 4, instead of always giving the same roles to your campers with special needs, take a different approach and adapt your activities so those campers can take on different roles. For example, you can make your activity less complex by getting rid of some rules or reducing the size of the playing area. You could also adapt your activity to each camper's ability by switching up the equipment. You could use a bigger ball or a smaller one. And trick number 5, when you're planning an activity in a particular spot, make sure it's accessible to everyone. You could make a quick call, ask your camp manager, or even go see for yourself. So because including all your campers is important, keep in mind that you can make a huge difference by the attitude you have, how you communicate information, how you adapt your activities, and making sure they're physically accessible to all.